It's the Weekly Wrap with your host, broadcasting legend Bruce Wolf, and his trusty sidekick, comedian Tim Slagle. And now, without further ado, Bruce Wolf.
Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. And now we're doing what's called, let me see if I remember this, Tim's Town and Bruce's something or other. What is that, Chris? What is this?
Bruce's Burb.
What is it?
I believe this was a segment on, you used to call it on Fox as well, but it's Wolf's World. Tim's Town.
Wolf's World. Yeah. Right. Well, Wolf's World, actually, Bob Surratt. See, we'll just talk about the name and we won't actually do it.
Yeah, we'll get to one.
Bob Surratt loved that I did this Irv Kupcinet impersonation. And there used to be Cup's World on Channel 2. So I would do Wool's World. It was Wool's World. And I'd make the camera come up real close to me because, like Cup, I was pretending that I couldn't see the teleprompter at all unless it was right on my face. Actually, now if I were ever on TV, I'd probably need that. And then I'd go into Irv Kupcinet sightseeing, and he loved that. So that's the genesis of that. I'm sure you wanted the history.
All to appease Bob Surratt.
Tim's Town is an alliteration, and you can't go wrong with those. So what is the segment exactly? What do we do?
So I scour your social media and Tim's social media, and I pick things that I think need more explanation. I think have been funny, deserve a second laugh.
Yeah.
Or just or should be fun to talk about.
Okay.
So as usual, we start with Bruce.
Of course.
And this one, topical, because and I actually chose this before this came up in today's show. But we know you love to talk about how occasionally Andy McCarthy will tweet back at you.
Sure.
And my question was it more fun to talk about Chick-fil-A or actually something with substance with Andy?
Well, you know what? When you get to talk about Chick-fil-A with Andy McCarthy, I mean, that shows that, like we're buds, right? And we can go back and forth about that. Now I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. I had said something about Chick-fil-A. What was the latest controversy about Chick-fil-A? Oh no. They put
the New York Times.
Well, there was that, the New York Times reporter. They put I guess they get if you dine in there, they put a flower, give you a flower or something.
Someone randomly got a flower at the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. And I said, it's the best. We have vats of sauce at home. I put it on everything, including Wendy's fries. But Andy said, I confess I've never been to one before. Went to one in St. Louis last Saturday. My baseball player, that's his son, sent me, just so you know who's in charge around here. And they were just the nicest people, and the chicken was great. And of course, that's a political statement by both of us, because if you eat Chick-fil-A, you're conservative. And especially if you're saying it. I mean, I think liberals eat Chick-fil-A, but they don't say it. They won't. They squirrel it away because it's so delicious, and it's a lovely little sin. So yeah,
of course they were nice to him. He's straight.
Exactly. Totally.
But also the dad gave the company to the son or something, and the son is far more liberal than the dad was, and they don't do those contributions anymore. It's like living in the history on that.
Oh no, right. They repudiated all that. And pretty soon you're gonna be seeing rainbow-colored Chick-fil-A sauce, and that's when I'm gonna have a problem, because I love the sauce, but I'm gonna go, oh, why did they have
doing drag time story time open on Sundays just for the drag time story time? That's what's gonna happen.
There's a grocery store here called Waltz, and when we first moved in the area, they were closed on Sundays, and a few years in, they announced open on Sunday, and my wife said, "Well, why do you think that is?" I said, well, Walt probably died.
Exactly. It's like when Bill Wirtz died, and his son Rocky, before the first shovel was dumped in, said we're on his father's grave, said we're gonna televise the home games.
Yep.
I was absolutely outraged. I not only on the timing, but I didn't want the home games televised because the Blackhawks lost their luster for me. I wanted to have to tune into a Blackhawk game in the middle of the second period. They didn't even put the radio. When I was growing up, they didn't even have the games on the radio the entire game. They were so afraid that because Bill Wirtz and his father, Arthur Wirtz, thought that there were only 16,666 Blackhawk fans in the entire city of Chicago, and they all went to the games. And he probably was close to right. But yeah, I think we lost something when we started televising everything.
By that point, they were doing them on pay-per-view. Remember, those playoff games would be.
I went with my dad. It's my favorite. It's my favorite memories of my dad just going to standing for the national anthem in a movie theater, and then I like to remember that everybody was smoking, including me. I think my father gave me a cigar to smoke in the movie theater. While and you're waving your hand in front of your face so that you can actually see Bobby Hull score a goal because it's all a fog. No, those were the good times.
Are you sure about that? I don't think that smoking's ever been legal in a theater since the Chicago theater fire of
1871.
Something like that. Yeah,
it wasn't the Chicago theater, but that's okay. You make up your history.
No, it was a theater fire in Chicago.
A theater fire in Chicago. Look,
yeah.
All I know is I believe it said on the ticket, mandatory smoking. I mean, they handed you cigarettes because
pack of Chesterfields on the way in.
Right.
So
all right.
All right, let's get to Tim's down so we can at least get one. Tim, this one for you is I have a question. You were on the new Blaze TV show as a guest of the great Dave Landau. I'm a huge fan, and you never plugged it on the show.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
What did you do on the great Dave Landau show?
It was funny because we talked about the same subjects that we talked about here 2 days later. I didn't know if Bruce or Chris had seen that and said, "That's a good topic. That's a good topic."
Look, I am glad that this Blaze show is dress rehearsal for you for this show. No wonder you're so snappy on this. Oh, sure, sure. Because I couldn't understand how you would know how you can hang somebody from a scaffold that isn't tall enough. But obviously, you'd worked out the material beforehand on the Dave Landau show. Okay, I get it now. Oh, it's all coming to me. Thanks for Chris. Thanks for giving away the magic.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and type in Normal World and go there, and I think it's episode 93. I think was mine.
Wow.
Did you know Dave from the Michigan days, Tim?
I did. He opened for me years and years ago when he was first coming up.
He's had some good sidekick gigs too. He was Anthony. What's his name from the old Opie and Anthony show? He was his sidekick for a while. Then he was Steven Crowder's sidekick for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's doing his own thing. All right, on to Wolf's World. Bruce?
Yes.
This is you again, always poking with the Morning Answer, your good friends Amy and Dan. This is you talking about Julie Kelly. And Julie Kelly always getting ripped as being a bit of a crazy, but you brought her on first, and to be honest with you, I don't think she's that crazy. So please explain.
Uncle, you wouldn't. No, I mean, first of all, I mean, I know her. And so, when I know somebody, it makes it really difficult. As I say in my Twitter motto, some of the truth, some of the time. That's my motto. I can be bought. A smile will do it. So, basically I like Julie, but I mean, some of her stuff is just, I mean, I don't want to have to go into detail on this. I mean, she may actually be right on some of because she's been writing a lot about the overzealousness of the January 6th prosecutors. And, I'm sure there were a lot of cases there where they've gone overboard, but she's just so off on some of this stuff. But the funny thing is that what's interesting is that apparently they have her on that show in the morning. So, I'm basically responsible for the entire station. I mean, Dan, Sean was a listener. He gives me credit for it, and Julie Kelly. But I did not launch the career of Dave Baum, however, on WIND. So not everything with regard to that station. Yeah.
Okay. Tim's Town. Thought this was a pretty solid joke, Tim's, that deserved another play. According, you want to read it, or I'll read it. This was during the right after the the Robert Hurst report came out,
and that's right. And then Joe Biden could not be held, could not be charged as he continued to plead the 25th.
Hey, that's good. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the likes on Twitter on that.
Yep.
I don't think I retweeted it because I don't want you to get that much attention. You know what I'm saying? I can't have somebody who's working for the Dave Landau show getting all that attention. But that's a great line. That's terrific.
Oh, we got time for one more, I think, right?
Okay.
This is Bruce. This one I had. This is a personal pet peeve of mine because you say something bad about the great Dr. Paul. One of my favorites of all time in politics.
Yeah, Chris, you're batting 1,000 today. You like Candace Owens, Julie Kelly, and Ron Paul. Did I miss somebody else that you like?
Might have. I don't like Candace Owens that much, but I was from what I heard, I wasn't too deep on that story. I just knew that she was said something about the ADL becoming like BLM.
Well, I mean, there's so many other things going on. But here's the thing. We got to get into the segment quickly. We're referring to Tucker Carlson talking about Ron Paul, and of course he lauds Ron Paul. All I can tell you is when I interviewed him on WLS, I mean, I found some politicians challenging it. I found him so simplistic. I mean, he's an isolationist, and it doesn't work for me. I'm sorry.
Anti-war. Let's say what it is. I mean, he is a practicing doctor still at age 80 something, so he's not
That's wonderful.
Dumb guy. Not a dumb guy.
I didn't say he's a dumb guy.
But you're right. He's myopic, and he's very focused on the audit the Fed and the Fed and anti-war. But yes, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're not quitting the show because I need you. Okay. And that's it. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap.
And that's the Weekly Wrap on radio and television. Follow Bruce at Bruce Wolf Shy on Twitter and Tim at timslagle.com. The Weekly Wrap with Bruce Wolf, a CP Pods production.